This item is about green babies. But what exactly are green babies? No, they're not little aliens from far distant planets. And in fact, they're not even juniors who feel a little off colour. Green babies are the offspring of parents who care about the future of the planet. They're reared then in such a manner that there actually will hopefully be a planet around for them to have their own green babies in years to come. Okay, let's assume that at this stage you've actually had your baby. What should you be thinking of to ensure that from here on in, your latest edition now joins the increasingly more with-it squad of green babies? We'll start with the most primary instinct, feeding. There's little doubt that breastfeeding is by far the best method a mother has of passing on her nutrients to her little bundle of joy. This is a distinct advantage she has over us gentlemen, and if at all possible, it's the ideal option.
Breastfeeding, for instance, places the baby in its natural environment, next to its mother's skin. Breast milk is specifically made to suit human young, something no amount of high-tech manipulation of cow's milk for formula can achieve. It provides the right nutrients in biologically correct amounts and contains natural hormones and active enzymes which, unlike those in cow's milk, are beneficial to human infants.
Likewise, the contents of breast milk change to suit babies' needs, from morning to night, from birth to when they stop breastfeeding. And lastly, a breastfed baby wastes no resources. There's no unnecessary wrapping, no sterilisation, and no large herds of cattle to be farmed. So what I'm doing here is by far second best.
As kids get older, they're gradually introduced to solids. With all the general disquiet about modern farming and processing techniques, you'd be forgiven for thinking that nothing, in fact, is safe to pass between your baby's lips. Fortunately, it's not that bad, just yet. Each year, the average baby eats somewhere in the region of 200 pounds worth of tinned, bottled or packaged food. Apart altogether from the waste involved in all this packaging and the problems of disposing of it once you're finished, there's also the contents to consider.
There's one for you. There's one for you. Want that? And there's one for you. There you go. Baby foods labelled sugar-free or low sugar have been found to contain up to 25% sugar. In other cases, equally dubious artificial sweeteners have been substituted, not to mention preservatives, colourings, emulsifiers, and a host of other additives. Unless you're 100% sure of the contents, why not feed them real food instead?
For those starting out, a food processor is just a trick, making all these naturally nutritious foods accessible to little mouths. For elder offspring, try cutting up fruit and vegetables into bite-sized snacks.
But as every seasoned parent knows, what goes in at one end must come out at the other.
A baby goes through about 1,500 disposable nappies in a year, which involves felling 3 average-sized trees. Then there's the problem of the mixture of plastic and various bleaching, perfuming and absorbency chemicals, which can mean they take over 500 years to biodegrade. A frightening thought when you think they make up 4% of all household waste.
4 out of 5 of our children actually wear disposable nappies, and yet there is a cheaper, less harmful alternative. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the cotton terry toweling nappy. And just to show you how easy it is to put on, I'm going to do it myself.
Reusable and recyclable. A cloth nappy is a green baby's dream. 50 quid at the outside will keep even the sloppiest youngster in terries till they're potty trained. Add laundry costs to that, and you're still nowhere near the £1,000 you're likely to spend on disposables over the same period. Okay, so you don't fancy the thoughts of having to clean up all that mess that babies leave behind with cruelly amazing regularity. Fine, see if there's a nappy service in your area. Still cheaper than stocking up on wasteful disposables, you're also saving on trees, chemicals and plastics.
If you're still not convinced, then okay, how about using terries for maybe just one day a week? If everyone did that, think of the saving that would be made. Oh, and while I'm at it, when it comes to other items of clothing, it seems a bit daft to be spending a lot of money on stuff that will only be worn for a few months anyway. Go second hand, or maybe even make your own. And finally, on to playthings. Play is something children do spontaneously, and they don't need expensive, custom-built gadgets to do so. Toys can come from everyday household objects. A large cardboard box becomes a house, a sheet a tent, a comb and tissue paper a mouth organ. Encourage kids to make their own toys. You'll save money,
cut out wasteful packaging, and avoid the horror of watching them take expensive ones apart.
When you do go out to buy toys, ignore ones that are gimmicky and quickly discarded and probably fall apart even before the batteries run out. Look for handcrafted, durable ones, but watch out for those that are made from rainforest wood. Keep batteries, plastics and metals to a minimum. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to build myself a sandcastle.